I know folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true, because it's true. But it's also true for months and months and months prior to APEC, we've been having different conversations.
Well, at least he's honest about
it. We like
it. Here with reaction, Chairman of the Select Committee on China, Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher.
He's shaking his head already.
He's shaking his head. Take it wherever you want. I mean, so you've got the implications of the meeting, and then you've got Gavin Newsom trying to suddenly play cleanup for his buddy Xi Jinping.
Well, let's start with Newsom. That's too ridiculous to let go by uncommented. But for years, San Francisco residents have had to put up with rampant homelessness, open-air drug use, assaults, and feces-lined streets, all in the name of some twisted progressive notion of equity. But suddenly, when a genocidal communist dictator comes to town, the ideas of equity suddenly vanish and the streets get cleaned up.
Point.
That's very weird. What kind of message does that send? It means California politicians like Gavin Newsom know San Francisco is an embarrassment, and they don't care about the residents. They only care about impressing Xi Jinping. If it weren't so sad, it would actually be funny. And of course, Newsom just went to Beijing to preach the gospel of climate change. It was a very ridiculous trip. And I fear that some of the reason we're seeing this softening of Biden's approach on China is actually because he fears these ambitious progressive politicians like Newsom, who obviously want his job.
Yeah. Well, no one's been following China in Congress, I think, closer than you, Congressman. And I'm just curious, as you look at what's happening, just internationally, globally, the wars, and everything else, including this visit. If you're Xi Jinping, what is this moment in time? I mean, don't you need to, if you're going to make your move, and we know they have these kinds of very big, ambitious, they want to be the global leader in the world. They want to take on America. Isn't now the time?
Well, I fear we've entered the window of maximum danger when it comes to Xi making a move on Taiwan. And I think the thing to understand is that Xi has been making his move as we have been trying to get this meeting set up. Months of high-level diplomacy have led up to this meeting between Biden and Xi. We've dispatched numerous cabinet secretaries and whatever John Kerry is to China to beg for this meeting. And it's come at a cost. For over 2 years, the administration has not sanctioned a single Chinese or Hong Kong official for the erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy. They obviously have downplayed the spy balloon incident. They haven't sanctioned anybody for the genocide in Xinjiang. There's been no meaningful investigation into the origins of COVID. This is all part of a broader trend of the administration delaying defensive actions, covering up human rights abuses in order to revive diplomatic and economic engagement with the Chinese Communist Party. And I fear it actually makes war more, not less likely, because Marxist-Leninist regimes like this tend to get more aggressive the more you accommodate them.
Congressman, it seems to be the Chinese Communist Party's approach to America has been not to seek direct kinetic warfare with the United States, but rather to subvert the United States in every way possible, economically, culturally. But talk to me about the Middle East. Like, what role is China playing there? Because that's the most, besides Taiwan, that's obviously the next biggest, it is a tinderbox. It's on fire now. And I wonder about China's involvement.
At the most obvious level, China has massive energy needs, and they've been the biggest purchaser of Iranian oil for a while now. And so having hydrocarbon clients that they can control is a practical economic priority. At a broader level, their goal is always, in the Middle East and other regions, to undermine American leadership. So by not criticizing Hamas, by driving a wedge between America and our traditional Sunni Arab Gulf allies, they can undermine our leadership in the region. And I think chaos just benefits them and hurts our ability to advance our interests.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to bring you back, because what's happening with China in Latin America is another thing that we are just not talking enough about. We got to bring you back to talk about that. But always so glad that you're there, keeping an eye on things. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you, sir.